Montreal, my city. It's Weezy Moonchase here, the morning detour. Welcome back in the building. So for the last couple of months, we've all been facing this pandemic called COVID-19. A lot of us, thousands and thousands of Montrealers across the island, have lost their jobs. And also, people have taken this time, this extra time at home to really contemplate their professional future, their career future. So I said to myself, you know what, Weezy? I'm always bringing on the professionals. I want to bring on a senior brand strategist. Listen, let me tell you guys, this lady, I've been following her. When I started hosting, she was doing her thing with the marketing and the sales. Now, and I saw her trajectory. There's few women in our city that's a professional like this woman's a professional. She has a deck in humanities, a BA in political science. She's a graduate from McGill. So much different things. I love your diploma in the back. Well placed. I love the placement of the diploma in the back. I want to bring her on to the show this Friday. She has a beautiful website trying to help people get jobs. It's called getthejob.com. She's going to give us all her tricks and tips. And she even took on my CV. She refurbished it. And I'll give you guys some of my experience. I did it. I'll never propose anything to the city without trying it myself. She's great at what she does. I want to bring on to the show, the Morning Detour, Miss Veronica Pillay. How you doing, Queen?
Damn, thank you. That was such a great introduction.
You have a lot of degrees. I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure it's right. Well, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time to be on the Morning Detour this Friday.
Thank you.
All right, so what's going on? I need help. I'm a broadcaster at night, but I'm also a project manager. I want to refurbish my CV. So you reached out to me and said, yeah, I got this great website called Get the Job. Now, what led you to create this beautiful platform?
It's actually called gotthejob.ca.
I don't know why I keep saying get the job. We're
going to get it.
I'm forward thinking. I'm like, I want people to get the job, but it's called gotthejob.ca. I apologize for that. So what's that all about?
Well, actually, the concept came to me just a few months ago, I would say, but I've always done this. I've always helped my colleagues and friends position themselves, build a really nice and presentable CV that gets noticed and that gets put on top of the file with recruiters.
I want to get on top of the file, right?
Yeah.
So let's open up here. Who and why should people update their CVs? Because a lot of people have had the same CV since they were in high school or when they got their first job. Just like, you know what, I'm comfortable here. I don't need to update my CV. So who and why should update their CVs?
Well, it could be anyone that already has a job, somebody that's looking for a job. And it could also be like stay-at-home moms that's been at home for a year or a year and a half, want to get back into the job market. Mm-hmm. What I'll do is I'll ask you for your objectives. What are your long-term goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? And we'll build your CV so that it gradually gets you there. And hopefully sometimes you can get there a lot faster, depending on how I build it and present it. But, just this morning I was speaking with somebody and she had a long tenure as an admin assistant, but I mean, I could just tell from her energy and her vibe and from her future aspirations that she had listed that she would be the best fit for an executive assistant. And presented that to her and asked her, well, would you be interested in this kind of a job? And so I'll also since I've worked with multiple professionals in different fields of expertise, I can make some suggestions as to a few career aspirations if the person doesn't really can't really pinpoint where they want to move
so you're like a life coach as well. You're hyping them up. You're like a life coach as well.
I wouldn't call myself a life coach at all because I'm still young. Hey, don't put an age on me like that.
Hey, wisdom has no age, Queen. Wisdom has no age. But
absolutely. But I'm just here as as your lifetime partner, maybe in your career growth.
No, I like the sound. I like the question that you asked me when I initially sent you my current CV, and the question that you led me to really refurbish and really add on to certain things to my CV. What are some of the common things that you find that people are either adding to their CV or structuring their CV in a certain way that's detrimental to them?
Well, something that will not even get you any looks on your CV is not having those keywords that are in the job description.
Okay, hold on. Montreal, get your notepad and your pen ready. If you're driving, let's record on the audio. It's tips and tricks time.
Yes.
I'll let you go, Queen.
So first of all, you have to show your personality through the document itself. You have to show them that you're taking charge, your leadership skills, your knowledge. But also, one of the most important things is what have you learned through all of your years of experience? What methodology or approach have you developed that you can apply time and time again for them, and really help them see into the future at the first glance on your CV?
No, yeah, listen, you kind of threw me off when I was doing it with you and you're asking me about my approach. I'm like, man, you had me deeper thinking here. Because you know when you change job, it's kind of like an ex-girlfriend, right? So you have to regurgitate and going back like, what did I do well on that job? What worked well for me? But I like it because it's important, man. We have, I want people to feel comfortable in their profession. I always found, maybe you can concur with me, that when someone is doing a profession or a job that they love, they do it well.
Yeah.
And too many of us are in these dead-end jobs. Like I tell people, you have one life to live. You gotta try this the best way. And the first step of doing that is your CV. This is the visual representation of who you are. Someone has never met you.
Your business card. Yeah.
Listen, here you go. So now, Vero, if I want to get multiple job interviews and offers, how would I go about that?
Well, first you'd have to be strategic. So you would lay out a list of job titles that you want to go for, industries that you want to be in, and you narrow down your list. Narrow it down to, about 5 or 10 job descriptions that really match your career aspirations. And then you have to match your CV for all of them. You have to personalize them, but at least you must have a base. So at least start off. That's what I'll do most likely, most oftentimes with my candidates is I'll start them off with the base, which is the first page. And then you'll make alterations to the second page, but you won't touch your first page. That'll always remain the basics elements that you want to bring to the table, and that never has to change, but you can adapt per industry and depending on the role that you'll have.
I also want to ask you too, when you're looking at your CV, right? I remember back when we were in college, there was this thing about having the cover letter. Is that still a thing? Are it still a thing? Should you still put your CV in a folder? I know a lot of us are sending it digitally. Is the cover letter still a thing? Is multiple pages still a thing? Is it key to get all the information on one page? What's the best strategy in terms of the distribution of the CV?
I would say now what I'm doing is I'm merging the cover letter or the job or the objective of the cover letter into the first page of your CV, because that's the first touch. It's the book of your life story. So forget the cover letter when you're applying at mass, but of course you have to have a cover letter prepared when it's a more personalized approach and where you have an inkling that you might get it. All you have to do is go that extra mile and be personal with your approach and swipe them off their feet. That lovely love letter.
Do you also do cover letters as well, or you just focus?
Yep.
Okay.
I do additional services. So I'll start you up with a package, like a basic, like whatever the basics should be for what you're aspiring to get as a role. And then I have a list of additional services like cover letter writing. I'll do it in English at first, and then I'll translate it in French. So translation is also an additional service, but also preparing you, establishing your vision, your positioning, developing those key messages that you have to speak easily, developing your elevator pitch with you. And then looking at long term, what are other options, or what are the sites that are most popular that you should be on, that you should be tracking, develop notification emails to come into your inbox with your profile of jobs that you're looking for. I really go the extra mile, and sometimes I've created opportunities. I haven't done a list of content yet that I want to share, but I'm gonna get there. I'm hopefully we can work together on that and create a series of
people. She may sound shy, but she has over 15 years of experience in marketing herself. Your skill set is so broad. You've worked with so many big companies. So man, listen, I felt totally confident when you reached out to me. I'm like, I know Vero knows what she's doing. You're somebody that people could depend on. Man, so the website's called gotthejob.ca for those looking to improve on their CV or to learn how to create a beautiful CV. You can walk, Vero and her team will walk you through the whole ramifications. You had my CV looking great. I got these boxes on top now. I like certain parts is highlighted. Don't worry, I will share my CV on the Morning Detour social media as well. You also have another point here: how to be the one to interview companies. How do I become the Kevin Durant, the LeBron James of this thing, where people are soliciting me? How do I get companies? How do I make my CV so sexy? Companies are banging down on my email to get me to come in.
One of the tactics that I've started to use were links to previous work that has been done. So one of the tips that I give the candidates is think of it as a first interview, actually. When the person goes through your CV and your resume, give them a feel of, or answer some of the questions that they already have, and they might have, or they might ask you. So putting links to previous work, that could be a way to extend the parameters of the CV. So not have the information limited to one spot. That gives another experience to your recruiter. But also, the goal is to get you multiple callbacks. And when you get multiple callbacks, you get multiple interviews. And that's when the offers come in. So when the offers are coming in, and when you're well positioned like that, you'll get these offers coming in, and then you'll be on the other seat. You'll be the one asking those questions and making demands and getting the salary that you want. That's another tip and trick that I share with the candidates: how to squeeze those employers dry.
Oh, okay, so listen, so basically, you're gonna let that out on the show. People have to get the service from gotthejob.ca, and then you'll be able to give the tips and tricks to how to squeeze. Because we love money, Vero. We want to get a little bit more money.
And that's the main reason why I developed my sense of getting an interview, and at the drop of a dime, like.
Well, listen, while we have you here, I have to lean on some of your expertise. Of course, you've worked for small and very large companies in a wide range of different industries. Being a senior brand strategist, what is one of the things that you saw commonly across the board, from small companies to big companies? What are some of the tools or trips that they're doing right across the board? Are they staying consistent? Are they adaptable? Are they open to new ideas? Because a lot of people have their own personal brands, and they could benefit from some of your senior brand strategists. 15 years of experience in the game. Even I come to Vero and ask questions, because you can't know it all. But I'll let you go, Vero.
Well, I just want to say that as well. I don't know everything, and I'm always learning. So that's one thing, but I've mastered that craft. But I do want to put that out there. I'm not perfect myself, and I'm always excited to learn new things, meet extraordinary people. All the time. I'm working with people that are extremely knowledgeable in their fields. But what I've noticed is from through and through across the board. One of the things is crucial. I've noticed that people are now putting more emphasis on their brand, their image, their interactions. Especially since COVID, they've had no choice but to define their voice online and to become very, very active. So I do see the increase in the value in brand definition, brand positioning, and it's all about putting in the work and the effort and developing that conversation with their target audience, which is buyers, everyday consumers, or even people that they're collaborating with. Everybody has to also develop their personal brand. How do you want to make people feel when they deal with you? The feeling that they get, that emotion, is the personal brand, and it stretches there. So
no, see, I like how you said it, because now we're seeing with COVID and anybody going to the internet now, customer service is primordial now. Not like before. You couldn't just you can't just expect business now. Customer service is so important, and I love the way gotthejob.ca does business. My CV looks great. Now you put me in a weird position, Veronica, because I already have great jobs, and now you made my CV so sexy. I'm like, I may be able to get a little bit more money out here.
My job is not to give you more skills or to make you learn something completely new. It's actually to highlight what you're excelling at, and a little bit like what makeup does for women or men that want to accentuate some nice features about them.
Watch you with the little metaphor segues. You see, she's taking over the radio. So Vero, you have gotthejob.ca. People can subscribe and come on and get their CV refurbished or get their CV created. And you also have additional service such as translation. I also found, especially living in Quebec, guys, you guys don't know how this goes. I found that I always got more callbacks when my CV was in French. Is that a thing that you see often on your end as well?
I think It's definitely true for companies that operate on a daily basis in French internally, but operate in English externally with their customers.
Right.
I've seen that being the case for businesses that only operate maybe 90% of the time in French internally and externally. But there are a lot of jobs out there where you don't need to have your CV in both languages and you can only send it in English. But I would do the homework prior to just sending the CV. I would try to get a feel of, okay, what's the internal life like at that company? And you can easily do some quick research on LinkedIn to find out who the hiring manager is, or another extent of my research or my services is included. That's one of them. It's to actually research who the hiring manager is, and
because everybody's like typically just like, okay, I have my CV, I go on Indeed, I go on Monster.ca, and I just send it in, and nobody does any additional research in terms of the company that they're applying for, what kind of language do they speak there. You gotta do deeper research. But gotthejob.ca can help you. Yes. Learn about these additional tips and tricks.
If they don't want to do the additional work, I'll be more than happy to do it with them.
Well, for a minimal fee, of course. But how we do things. Now I'm really excited. I think you have a giveaway for us. I do. Am I misspeaking or what? Okay, what's the giveaway? What
I'm so excited to help everyone and to reach out, and so happy to be here that I want to extend the all-terrain package in a contest. So for anyone that likes or shares the gotthejob.ca Facebook page, you could write a little note on there too, maybe put your questions or what your thoughts are about the job market and the experience as a whole. And I'll launch it for 2 weeks, and so as soon as it'll be launched today, Friday, I'll get back in 2 weeks' time and announce the winner.
So this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna have to like and comment on Got the Job on Facebook, like their page, comment on the page, and we're gonna take all the names that do this, so put them in the bank, and Lorena, our publicist, will randomly pick a winner, and they'll be able to win this wonderful package from Got the Job CA. Listen, Vero, we need to have you back again. People are hurting in these streets. People are not working. They want to get a new job. I love this platform that you have, gotthejob.ca. Myself, I'll be posting the CV that she made for myself, so you guys can see an example. We might make that the cover of the show. Gotthejob.ca. Very well. Make sure you send me the logo.
Yeah.
She is the senior brand strategist and, of course, owner of multiple degrees. Shout out to the McGill degree in the back with the red and gold. I got certificates from McGill too, so I'm like, yes, I like smart people.
I'm still putting my office together, so haven't gotten around to the other ones.
Well, listen, it looks lovely. You sound great. I love you still helping out the community, still doing great business. Listen, kudos to you and your people. The website is called gotthejob.ca. I urge all Montrealers to go on there, fix your CV, get your CV done, and for minimal fee, get some of the additional services as well.
Thank you. I'll be happy to help you.
The Morning Detour on CKUT 90.3 FM.